Okay, so here I am. First ride on the We Are One. We'll see if I have the bike set up properly for me, suspension wise and stuff. I decided to bring it to Arkell, which is, you know, pretty technical trails. Definitely trails that having a little extra cushion helps. Okay, first rock feature. Had a little bit of a chainring strike, but I made it. So let's talk about this bike a little bit. Why did I decide on a We Are One? People who know me know that I've been a huge Yeti fan. I've had multiple Yetis. And my bike that this one is replacing, I'm not doing that today. My bike that this one is replacing is a Yeti SB 5.5. 29-inch travel, 160 front, or, you know, 160 front is 6 inches of travel, I believe. And 5.5 in the rear, which is roughly 150. And I was waiting for Yeti to release the replacement for their SB 130. Waiting and waiting and waiting. That was the bike I wanted. Yeti released the SB 140 29er in the fall, and it looked good. There was a couple of things I really liked about it, and there's a couple of things I didn't like so much about it. But when I really started looking at the bike, the one thing that became apparent is that, man, Yetis are expensive. And I know people are saying, of course, Yetis are expensive. They're dentist bikes. I am not a dentist. Just setting that straight. But they're expensive bikes. We Are One, which is very much a little boutique brand, coming out of Kamloops, making hand-laid carbon bikes in BC. I gotta pay attention to this drop here. Oh, that felt nice. The SB 140, as nice of a bike as it was a little bit, it was expensive. And I'd been following We Are One. I like what they're doing, building bikes in Canada. And was looking at, their builds as compared to the Yeti builds. And for a bike that's very much a boutique brand like We Are One, very reasonably priced. By no stretch of the imagination is the bike cheap. It's made in Canada, has carbon wheels, carbon bars, SRAM Axis X01 drivetrain, and an Axis Reaver post. But given that I was turning 50 this year, ooh, didn't quite make that. Given that I was turning 50 this year, I thought, you know, it's worth splurging a little bit on a bike. You only turn 50 once, right? So far, this thing is riding really nice. So quiet, holy cow. Except for the i9 hub, of course. Little jump there. Whew. My knee pads keep on rolling down on my left leg. And yeah, I'm wearing knee pads today. It's Arkell. I don't always wear knee pads at Arkell, but I thought I would today. New bike. You never know what might happen. Right? Right. This bike was featured in the 2021 Enduro bike test on Pink Bike, I think. And got really good reviews. It was the most efficient climber of the bikes on test. And you know, that's something for, you know, a bike where I'm not doing park laps with a chairlift. I want it to be efficient climbing. But not only was it the most efficient climber on the impossible climb, it made it, I think, all the way to the top. And on the downhill segment, I think it was the fastest or second fastest, I can't remember. So quiet, this bike. It's awesome. Except for the hub. But that's on purpose. A little bit to the right there. It's okay. I am not in Arkell shape yet. All these short, steep ups are killing me. Ooh, a new berm. Nice. Ooh, a nice jump. Gorba continuing to put in the work. Nice work, guys. This trail is going to kill me with the climbing. Trails here today are in great shape. I am just not in Arkell trail shape. These steep climbs, short steep climbs, constant up and down, killing me, tiring me out, and it's pretty warm. Yeah. That new drop is finally made or open. I just don't think I'll be riding it anytime soon. Whew. Almost didn't make that. Not enough speed for that one. So, you know, I'm over halfway done my ride. I think I can provide some comments on what I think of the bike. Obviously, I'm going to be biased because I bought it, but you know, it climbs really well for a big bike. I don't know if that's in part due to just having really good traction in the rear tire. But it's climbing really well. I feel the weight difference as compared to my spur for sure. This is no lightweight. I think this bike weighs probably 6 pounds more than my spur, and I feel it. I definitely feel it. One thing that really impresses me is how quiet it is. It is so quiet going down or off jumps and drops. You just don't hear a thing. And yeah, sure, it's a new bike, but still very quiet. So smooth. Ooh. Beep, 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 beep. Well, that was Arkell and my first ride on the Arrival, and I enjoyed it. It was really good. Hopefully I'll get to ride some trails that'll make use of this bike again in the near future. But until then, happy pedaling, guys. I'll see you out there. My new bike for this year, my bigger bike, longer travel bike, is WeAre1 Arrival 152. Oh, I'm so excited about this bike. I mentioned in a previous video, I turned 50 this year. So this bike was, I mean, my 50th birthday is not for some time, but I turned 50 in 2023. And this bike was somewhat of a 50th birthday gift to myself. It's the WeAre1 Arrival 152 SP1 build. For those of you who don't know WeAre1, they are a Canadian company out of Kamloops. They actually hand lay the carbon frames and their wheels in Kamloops. So this is a carbon bike made in Canada. I love that. I love that. And it's very subtle. Like, there's no WeAre1 badging on it whatsoever. It has a very subtle, can't even see it. Can you see it? Can't even see it. Arrival name at the bottom near the bottom bracket. And that's it. As I mentioned, this is the SP1 build. That build comes with SRAM Axis X01 drivetrain. So again, I'm on wireless shifting. I love wireless shifting. It's got, you know, X01 cranks, X01 wireless shifting. It's got a reverb axis post. So this is my first wireless post. I'm just riding right now the stock SDG saddle. I'll see how I find it, if it's comfortable or not. But if I don't like it, I might try to find another one of those SQ Labs. It's got RockShox suspension. It's got the RockShox Super Deluxe Ultimate rear shock, and then a Lyric Ultimate in the front. And while I've always said I like Shimano brakes, this one has SRAM Code RSCs, and I'm going to give them a try. The Code RSCs get really good reviews, so I'm going to give it a try, see what they're like. They are 4-pot, so I should have good stopping power. What else? Carbon bar and stem from WeAre1. Again, no branding. I love that about WeAre1. They're so subtle. They're so stealth. They don't have to advertise with big, bold letters that their bikes are just awesome. Yeah, so it's a stem and bar combo carbon bar from WeAre1. Similar to my spur, I have the One-Up mini tool in the head tube. I did swap out to Ergon grips. I went with, I don't know the names of these ones, GE1 Pros or something like that. in the green. This color of the frame, I think it's called avocado toast, but I thought the grips went really well with it. These grips do have a replaceable bar end. So once again, I have the Granite tool, chain tool in the bar, but for this one, for this bike, I have it exposed. So hopefully I never lose that, but it's easier to get to. What else? It's got space for a water bottle, and then down below I have a tube and a tube on a strap. That's a Pirelli latex tube. I wanted a small tube for the bike. What else can I say? Oh, the other thing that I did to this frame, and this is the first time I've done this. I don't know if you can see it. If you can't see it, that's good. But I bought the full ride wrap kit for this frame. And let me tell you, it's the first time I've ever done ride wrap. It was one of the most frustrating things I've ever gone through on a bike in terms of my home repairs. It doesn't look bad. Like, I didn't do a terrible job. You can see it right there. But the kit, I mean, there are some bubbles that I couldn't get out. And the kit didn't have the cutout for this. They have the shuttle pad protector on the frame, and the kit didn't have the cutout for it. So I had to cut it out myself, and that was a bit of a pain. And it didn't work well. So I have like my worst bubbles around the cutout. I just couldn't get that to work well, but hopefully it protects the frame. This build comes with the new We Are One Convergys rims. While they don't put We Are One branding on their frame or bars, they do put We Are One on their wheels, and they are laced to Industry 9 Hydra hubs. And then in terms of tires, I got big meaty tires on this. I got a Minion DHR2 in the rear, of course running tubeless. And in the front, I have an Assegai. I've never ridden an Assegai before, so I'll see what that's like. Might be too much tire for Southern Ontario, but we'll see. But this is my new bike. Really excited about this. I love the fact that it's a made in Canada carbon frame and high end at that, like boutique brand. I love that. Anyways, we'll see how it goes out on the trail.